1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
What do you doing, Poser?
Missing.
Start the engine up then, let's go.
No. We go.
Oh, what's occurring? Right.
Oh, my belly's tickling. It's got
Your belly's tickling.
What's my belly?
Ooh, fat belly, tickling. Right then. Don't climb up there.
Look at these ducks.
Yeah, it's come for some bread, but we haven't got any left, have we?
Look at these ones.
Yeah.
Over here.
Yeah.
Can't see that boat over here.
No, you can't if you stand on here, look, over here. Stand up there. What's your head? Alright, can you see?
Yeah, I'm Muppet.
Who's a Muppet?
Yeah.
You're the Muppet.
No, you're
You're the blooming Muppet. You're the Muppet. We need to get going now.
Like your bottom.
Yeah. Right, the last cruise. It's just as well we didn't try to get back to the boatyard last night because Thunder tried getting back in and they've put 2 sunshine boats in our morning slots. I'm hoping that they're there and moved by the time we get there. It'll be probably about 8:30, 9:15. Which would be very strange because they don't normally turn up to the yard till 9 o'clock-ish. So, could be fun if we can't get on electric and fill up the water. Don't go out there.
Look at these legs.
Hi there.
This time,
Yeah, don't stand up. You haven't got your life jacket on, have you? So don't stand up.
Eliza, I hope you're listening to Grandad.
Where's my daddy gone?
It's staying here.
Right.
It's going to stay here.
And off we jolly well go. Well, not jolly well.
Don't worry. Bye, ducks. One at a time.
Right. So the girls are going to be packing up and have the final clean. And sorting Monster Child out. So I'm guessing there'll be quite a few boats coming up here at this time on Saturday morning, going back to Faircraft and Barnes. Bum 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 bum.
All the boat up.
If we can't get back to the mooring for electric, cocks this hoover up, basically. luckily enough we did bring the Dyson, but I don't know whether it's charged up. It's normally... Oh, are you having a laugh? Oh, no, it's alright, I think. It's normally fairly busy first thing in the morning with boats like Thunder and Evening Shadow, but Evening Shadow were back on the mooring yesterday afternoon, so they may well have fueled up already.
Massive.
So yeah,
Do I need to turn this up first?
very doubtful. Yeah. Very doubtful of enough battery power to keep these going. So, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Do us a favour, Sam, will you just pass me the tripod, please? I'm going to see if I can get it down here without having to take this cushion off. Nobody will be sat there like last morning. It's out the way then for them to tidy up. Ta. Might be a bit rocky because it's on a cushion. Well, the rain didn't happen, did it?
It's an amazing one.
The rain never came, the thunderstorm we were supposed to be having.
No. Next time me and Chris said it was going to be sunshine all day, so...
Yeah, which chap do you use on yours then?
It's just one like Apple, I don't know what it's called. Not sure. Stuff funny.
My Met Office, and they're supposed to be the top dogs, aren't they?
Are they?
Supposed to be, but...
Very wrong.
Yeah. Well, it did say it could be isolated, so we might have just missed it.
Right.
And I think it was updated to say it moved a bit more west, so possibly we missed it completely around here.
Yeah. No. Leave it all in there, Elijah.
I like it when it rains on the last morning because it's a lot easier to clean the boat.
Yeah.
There's an Aaron, Eliza, where is she?
Right.
Oh, over there, can you see that big birdie?
Oh, look. Yeah. That bird in there. No, it eats.
Well, I haven't seen a kingfisher or an otter this week. But then again, we haven't been up the Ants, which is a good place for them, and we haven't been down to Neatstead, which is another good place for them. So we had a meal at the dog, what? No we didn't. Fur and Feather. We're alright. I wouldn't say it was spectacular, it was alright. But I've noticed that everywhere's trying to recoup a little bit of money. The prices have shot up on beer, food, moorings in some places. Which is understandable, but then again, it could be a bit of a bummer really, can't it? If it well, you're on a budget. But I suppose if you're on a budget, you've got wild moorings and stuff like that. Right. So, it's rung a couple of times. It's a new phone. Not a new cough. It's a new phone. And it didn't have my ringtone as the last one. So I've had to cut a new one when it's rung a couple of times. It's gone off before I realised it was mine. So somebody was supposed to be ringing because Stuart Ogden, or I thought he might be calling round to Salhouse. He wanted to have a word, ask for some information about Silver Cloud, but it may be the missed call of him. Oh, let it go again. That's going to be copyrighted, isn't it? So I'm going to have to upset grandchild by turning that off. Yeah, hopefully most of those cameras should be in sync. The only problem is a couple of times when the batteries run out with one, I've used the other. That's going to take a little while to put it all together. So anyway, as we come to the top reaches of Awning, just before Salhouse Broad, I'll have a quick recap of what happened this week. Oh, it's been quite eventful as per usual. We had a little bit of rain early on in the week, but we've had some lovely weather. So let's get the problems out of the way. Inverter, that's ongoing. It's been ongoing for a bit on now. They've tried a few things, and I think they're having to get a marine electrician in, or it'll end up with a new inverter, no doubt. So we sussed it out. When you're moving under power, or when the engine's running basically, everything works fine. You can charge your phones up and stuff, but as soon as you stop the engine, if you're not on electric hookup, it's gone. Just trips. Even just plug in. Well, what did I plug in? I plugged in one of my batteries to charge, and that tripped it. So, what are the problems? Well, losing my order at the bell in, that was a massive problem. That I sat there for 20 minutes without a drink. Yeah, that's been about it really. A couple of camera issues, batteries, stuff, and on this one the mic weren't working. Some numpty dropped it on the floor. Right, so what we did, this is what we did for the week. The guy who was on the week before us, Nick, he emailed me saying that this was on Friday afternoon, that they'd left Friday, and so we knew that we could set off early-ish, which we like to do because it's an awful journey when you go later on and you're in the traffic. So we knew that we could get down pretty early, but we needed to go in at Wroxham and get some chips and stuff. So we got to Wroxham for about 12. I had to go and check the water levels out at the ferry, obviously, to make sure the river's safe for us to go on to. And then we went down to Fleet Dyke, did a bit of fishing, caught some skimmers. I had the issue with the guy who was talking to me when I had the camera pointing at him. And then when I realised I hadn't got the mic switched on, I went back to do it again. You probably already heard this, but this is a recap basically. Right, so I can see better out here. So yeah, so I went back and told him. And I'd already told him at that point what YouTube channel it was. So he took a bit of a umbrance about his privacy. So I said, well, don't worry, I won't put it on then. So I said, why didn't you say something before? Didn't know you were filming. I said, oh, sorry, I didn't realise the camera pointing at you wasn't that obvious. Yeah, so I might just put a picture of when I was walking past. It's the lads with the gazebo. The others were okay, it was just one. I'm a bit weird really, because you come over talking to me about fishing and stuff first. You know what was going on. Anyway, there's no funnier than folk. Yeah, so we're going to be about 20 minutes now before we get to Boulters. And the time is now 8 o'clock. We're supposed to be there at 8. So then we set off on a Sunday morning and went straight the way through, stopped at St Olives, had a couple in the Bell on a lovely sunny day, and yeah, at first I think we were first ones there around about 11 o'clock-ish, and then the beer garden, by the time we were leaving, they were absolutely chocker. So I could understand them getting a bit mixed up with the orders and stuff because they were really, really busy. The system they had there and the system at Acle Bridge, which I'll come to in a bit, was a lot better than yesterday at Fair and Feather. And so then we cracked on. Then from there we just went straight down to Norfolk Broad, and we had, oh God, what did we have? Oh, we had a Chinese takeaway from there. Monday down to Beccles, got there for about 11:30, and then when we did the walk it was a bit of a pain for Kim. She was struggling with her back, a bit of a pain for Sam because he had to carry Eliza most of the way. So we got down to the Wherry Inn. I knew it was going to take us a while with having Eliza with us. I can't remember exactly how long it took us. That probably you'll see better on the film itself. And they were bringing food out. And Christine said, that looks nice, doesn't it? Should we eat here and have a lunch rather than an early afternoon meal instead of a tea later on? So yeah, so she waited to get the menus and they'd stopped serving at 2:30 and it was 20 to 3 by now. So that was a bit of a gutter. And then Kim and Sam and Eliza got a taxi. Well, actually, we had a proper downpour. Luckily enough, they had a big gazebo outside, so we dived under that. And Kim, Eliza and Sam got a taxi back. And then me and Christine carried on doing the walk. And I'd probably already put it on where she stitched me up by taking me away from the town centre in Wetherspoons. But I managed to sneak in the snooker club. And there we had, oh dear, what did we have? Oh, a thing that Christine had made with some, she brought some spices to put the chicken in. Chicken shawarma, I think it was we had. That was lovely, that. And then I snuck off back to the snooker hall. Well, me and Sam went and had a game of snooker, that's right. We had a couple of games of snooker. Well, 4 games of snooker. 3-1 to me. And then, what did we do then? What day is it? Tuesday. We had a long cruise up to Loddon. And did a bit of fishing. Only caught a few perch and roach, and we had an Indian from there, the Raj. That was lovely. Now I like chicken tikka kahari, and the one I normally get is very spicy from our local, but this was spicy, tasty, but not like burning your head off sort of thing. So it was really, really nice. And I had a bit of Sam's Madras sauce. Now that was spicy. So if you like it hot, try the Madras. If you don't like it too hot, kahari is not too hot. Christine had the girly butter chicken. And then where was we then? Wednesday, Rockland St Mary. Well, because we needed the electric hookup, which we got, it meant that I was in a position where I'd have to fish, really. I'd have to go and carry my stuff somewhere, or fish off the front of the boat. And fish off the front of this boat with a bowsprit isn't easy at all. So I don't like doing it. So anyway, I think Christine could see that I was a little bit disappointed, and she might be thinking, if he can't fish, what's he going to do? So anyway, we went back. This boat had moved down the side where we went last year and did a barbecue. So we moved there, did some fishing, and I caught a couple early on, but not much. It wasn't brilliant. So, and we saw a big shoal later, which some guy said reckons they were mullets, and they possibly could be. They were good as £8 in some of them, size-wise. And what am I up to here now? I'm just watching all these boats, how they're moored in there. I'm going to get out of here. Right, so Southgate is open, which if you're coming down through Warning, you need fuel and pump out. Southgate is your easiest one to get onto. Boulters can be a pain getting in and out. Not much wind about this morning, so we might be alright. 1 minute. Yeah, so we had the barbecue. And that was chicken razzle-a-noo. Alright. Are you... yeah, we got... no, well, yeah, anytime soon. Yeah, see you. Yeah, so we had the barbecue. And then... we haven't got the flag in. And then, what am I up to here? Then me and Christine snuck off back to the pub. Just for a couple. And then Thursday it was a long cruise. Well, actually it wasn't as long as I thought. Oh yeah, that's another one, problems. I forgot about that. Leaky foot pedal on the aft cabin toilet. Yeah, it has been sticking for a while, and when we was on in February, Carl had been on for a week, and he wasn't aware that once you press the foot pedal down it's supposed to come back up. So once you press it down it's letting water in to flush it, sort of thing. So it wasn't long before the toilet was filled up, so we ended up having to have a pump out first day. But anyway, so that kept, because I don't think it was closing properly. So, but it wasn't just leaking into the pan, it was leaking out of the pedal somehow. So we had a pump out at Sanderson's, we called it Reedham, on the way back on Thursday. And yesterday, because what they've said is it'd be better if you could go back on a Friday to have the boat checked out, so they're not having to do it on a Saturday morning. So that's what we tried to do. But they were really busy. The boats coming in they've got 3 hire boats at the marina, and they were really busy. So he said he'd come and have a look at it. So I told him what we were planning on doing, going up to Salhouse later for a meal at the Fur and Feather. Because when we got to the moorings, there was one of the hire boats in our mooring, which wasn't a problem because there was a gap where Evening Shadow should be. So we got into Evening Shadow's mooring. Jason said he'll come and have a look, and I said about the checks. He said, I'll do them in the morning, it's not a problem. So I knew then that at least he knew. He came and had a look at the toilet. Couldn't see anything. He said, I'll have to give it a proper good looking over tomorrow when I get time. Just write it in the book, in the report thingy-mabob that we have, form. Yeah, so that was yesterday, and then we went up to Salhouse, did a bit of fishing, caught some skimmers there. I was going to carry on. It was about, what time was it? It'd be about 3:15. We said we booked for 5:30, and I thought, right, I'm going to give this a right good session now. And then I unclipped. Now, if you're not a fishing person, what that means is, once you cast in, if you're fishing with a feeder, or even with a float sometimes, there's a little clip on your reel that you can put your line onto, and next time you cast in, it doesn't go any farther than that. So you cast in, if you cast in the same direction, you're casting in the same place all the time, which does help getting your bait into the same place if you're attracting a shoal of fish, basically. So I decided, well, I'll try a little bit farther, because I was only fishing, I was fishing from the side at the back of the boat, but I was only fishing probably about 10 foot in front of the boat. And then I decided I'd try a bit farther out, because it had dried up a little bit, the bites weren't coming. So I unclipped that, cast out, and there was another clip that I'd left on from where we were fishing at home a few weeks ago. And it hit that clip. So I thought, oh, I want to go a bit farther now. So I brought it back in, unclipped first, then brought it back in, cast out again. Now I don't know what had happened there, whether I caught the hook in a tree behind me, or whether it just the line, there's a shock leader. I won't bore you with details of what that is if you don't know, but I think the knot, might have come untied. I think everything flew off. So I thought, oh, I can't be bothered setting up again. So I had a bit of a walk about. I took the rubbish up to the rubbish bin and had a walk round looking at the boats and everything, and it was very busy. And then we went up to the Fur and Feather. Now that was a bit of a, it wasn't that busy, there were quite a few people out, but there seemed to be loads and loads of staff. And we went in, and the guy said, table service, somebody will come round to you. So they didn't have table numbers, so I said, right, well, we only want a couple of drinks at the minute, can we just tell you what we want and then we'll go and sit down? So he said, yeah, no problem. So that's what we did. Yes please. And then it's sort of, they have a entrance door and 2 exits. So you just follow the arrows round, basically, quite straightforward. But then it did seem to take a while. Must have been 20 minutes. Thought they'd forgot us. And then I'd asked the guy who brought the drinks, is the table we booked inside? He said, yeah. I said, right, well, this was 5:15. So I said, can we go to it now? Because it was a little bit on the warm side outside. So yeah, that's what we did. And then it was sort of, they didn't come and check to see, they didn't even bring us a menu, we had to ask for the menu. They didn't check to see if you wanted another drink. We had to keep going to the bar, which seems to defeat the object of what he said about table service. So for me, the best system was at Acle Bridge. And what they did there was you have to stand at the door, which can be a pain if it's pissing down. And but it wasn't, it was lovely. And then when there's a couple of spots at the bar where you can get served, and then once once you're allowed to go in, you go to the bar, place your order, and then get your beers or your drinks, whatever. But you're better off actually if you find a table first. But you get your drinks and then you go out into the beer garden, or if you've got a table booked inside, you go and sit at your table. Well, maybe if you had a table booked inside, you find your table, which table it is, and then they come and ask you for your drinks order. So, right, so what am I up to? So yeah, that worked quite well, but because it was a queuing system, I thought the best way to do it is get 2 pints at once. So you'll have seen by now the footage from Thursday of Phil telling the story about how he broke his foot. Yeah, so for me that was the best system, but then again, like I say, it was a lovely day, and the beer garden was chocker. The only thing Eliza were gutted was though, because obviously you can't have the arcades open. So she was a bit gutted about that. She wanted to go and play in the arcades, but there was a little play area which she played in for a bit. Yeah, so that's the week basically. It's now 16 minutes past 8, and we'll just be coming round past Funny Marina and going up the dyke up to Boulters.
Oh! Look at that!
So the plan, I think, is to get everything thrown in the car, get it proper cleaned up, fill up the water, well the fuel and the pump out's happening now, anytime soon. Give it a proper clean outside because the wind is looking very grimy. And then we're going to come round to the Clubhouse, which is just on the way down to it used to be Pedro's in Arning. We're going to come round there and have breakfast. We usually, halfway home for us is Abbey Parks. We normally go in there. But because of the social distancing rules, and that's always busy, and everything's cooked fresh, so once it gets back to normal, if you're ever in that area, it's really worth going in. But we're not doing. So we're going to come around here, see if we can get booked, well not booked in, see if they can accommodate us. And then it'll be, well, they won't be driving all the way home, obviously we'll have to stop for Eliza's toilet trips and my stretch of legs. Yeah, so a lovely day again. Yes, I mean, if you've watched all my videos, well, not all of them, not some of them, this trip up here, getting into Boulters, I mean, the lads are great here. As soon as they see you, they come and help you, take the ropes and drag you in there, basically, if it looks like you're struggling. So it looks like where Goosander used to moor, there's another one in its place. Goosander's moved over to Ferry Marina, I believe. That's, what's that called? Anyway, it doesn't really matter what it's called, is it? Longtails, is it? Something? No, I can't tell from here. Just a minute. Lady whoever, Francis.
Eliza, come here.
So what I'm going to do now is, whilst you're doing this, I'm going to have a walk around and see if Jason's about. See what the crack is with them boats. Red October then.
You've got another one. So lucky. How's that look like?
Alright, I think Red October is just having a pump out and stuff. You'll be behind us, so I'll have a turn around here. See what I mean about the wind? It's not that windy, but the wind's all over the place.
Yeah. I think it's outside that's bad. Oh, yeah,
Oh, this has happened before, hasn't it? Phone going. Multitasking and me. Hello? I'm in Norfolk at the moment. Sorry about that, bye.
Careful there. Don't touch the windows.
Well, I'm cleaning windows.
Let's hope it's not too long getting sorted out here.
different technique to it, isn't there? That window cleaners are. Really? Not everywhere. One more, that's the last one, okay. Oh, there's that camera. Yeah.
She's still finding birds' eggs? Chocolate? Them aren't chocolate, them are birds' eggs. So we're just going to have to loiter now until Red October comes out. So either that or I'll go back to Southgate's. One of the two. Right, watch the Hyperion at the back. I don't even know whether Red October's one of the boats that's moored here, and they're just doing that. All stuff to it, clean out, pump out and fuel up. So it can be a bit iffy holding station here when it's windy. We've been getting at the side of it. I think we can get outside there until it's done, can't we? Should we get there? Yeah. No problem. Well, I squeezed back out of there last year when there's, well, February, wasn't it? When there was a boat moored up where we were about to go.
We're in that tunnel.
Am I there? Because I'm on that side.
Watch that side. That side.
Oh, right. Right. So, I know, well, they're doing a booking system. Thunder's here now. Is it worth going round now because Thunder's here now? We might as well wait here.
Totally up to you, I'm not sure.
We might as well just go in there where he said.
Right.
Otherwise, by the time we get around there,
Might as well untie and tie back on, actually.
yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Drama on the ICs. Do us a favour, Sam, wait back on there while you tie that onto it.
So you got no gotcha.
I'm going to have a walk over.
No, he said Joe booked in, so we'll wait till after you now.
Oh, it's alright. It's our fault, we didn't realise there were a booking system.
Oh yeah.
Have they moved those boats now?
Well, I've just spoken to them before we left. I think they're going.
I hope so, yeah.
Well, then that's us. Yeah, we come back and apparently Richardson did the handover right there with them and said, you know, if you can't find anywhere some more now, come back. So they went on, came back. So it's not their fault, but Richardson's doing a handover from where we moored.
Right. So where did you moor?
I'm waiting. Just
Where did you get moored then?
about 6 boats up. I hope they didn't come back.
Yes, more drama. So the two Sunways are in ours and Thunder's mooring spots, and they're oblivious to the fact because they're holiday makers, and they just well, I just heard this must be a family on 2 boats, or 2 families on 2 boats, and I just heard one lad said to somebody else, "We're ready for going now, just put some sun cream on." So they're not in a rush to get away because they don't know the situation. But Thunder's on its way around. They can get into, there's a gap at the side of where they usually moor. And hopefully by the time we get round there, but didn't know about this booking system. So, the time now is 9:05. We should gotta be off for 10 o'clock-ish. Do a little pump out.
3, 2.
Pump up, pump out, fuel in, take 3.
Watch your front end on that side, Dave. Dave, forward at all. You want this side as well?
Yeah, I will do.
Alright, Dave, there you are.
There we go. I'll just get this one tied up first.
That's pretty green.
think I've ever done this part. It's a bit like I missed most of it now.
Recording? You said really disgusting watching it. You're recording it for all your friends to watch on YouTube.
Yeah, but it's finished now, there's nothing coming through. Right, battery went on GoPro, oh, it's another card full, one of the two. I put the other ones away. So we're on to my little camcorder now, the last little bit. So I think the sun rays have gone. Not out of the sky, out of the marina. I think there'll be one in, possibly. Oh, actually there's another boat in at the quay heading, so if that wasn't there they'd have been able to get the sun rays in there, but anyway. It's not affected us because we're not back at the boatyard yet, but it did affect thunder yesterday. Busy again. We are about an hour later than we usually are at this time. We missed, that was the one that was on the quay heading. Which way is he going? Yeah, so it's been a little bit hectic. Another COVID related situation. So, if I've done this video before everything's back to normal, then if you're using Boulters, book a slot. In fact, from now on, even if it does get back to normal, I'll probably try to book a slot. Right, mad pack up now. Oh, the paddle board shops are open. Yeah. Well, they've widened hours and evening shadows mooring, and it's made it a lot easier to get in. I thought, well, thank you very much. It's really good of you. But seeing the two sun rays in there, I'm wondering, was it for us? Was it for them? So they can get them, they get the handover done. Oh well. It didn't affect us, like I said. The sun rays being in there, it did affect thunder. They couldn't get back in when they wanted to on the Friday. They had to moor further down, which, alright, it's what it happens, doesn't it? And, oh dear, technical problems again. I thought I got some footage of the paddleboarders leaving for their session, but they had the lens cover on. Oh well. Well, I'm just having to walk down here now to have a look at the window, and to see what the price is. I think they said it was £40 for a 2-hour session. So it's time for us to give the boat a final clean and say goodbye. And we went round to the clubhouse for our breakfast. That was okay. And hopefully we'll see you soon.